What's good, Racing World? This is Mr. Matt Racing. My name's Matt Dobbs, and this is a new edition of Fast Friday. Now, before we get started, the first thing I gotta do is say thank you to each and every one of you that have been supportive and subscribed to this channel up until this point. We have done it. My YouTube channel just hit 100 subscribers, which means the 100 subscriber giveaway is going to be happening. So stay tuned on Whatnot on Monday. Bookmark the show so you can stay tuned for future giveaways. All my giveaways are going to be on Whatnot. So stay tuned on Whatnot this Monday. I'll be doing my first giveaway then, and let's give away some diecasts. Now, back to the program. Let's get right to it. NASCAR is off this week. Not one of the top 3 series is running whatsoever. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the point standings from the NASCAR Cup Series, O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, and the Truck Series, go over them, and see who I think is going to either make the chase or not. So I'm going to start off with the Cup Series standings. I'm going to put them up right here for you. And as we can see, the cut line margin is pretty much a little more out of reach as it was a couple weeks ago. Austin Cindric currently holds a 38-point lead over Ryan Preece, and Eric Jones is 6 points back of the 60 car. Everyone else below is pretty much in need of a desperation at this point, and even then I don't know if that's going to be enough. So pretty much I'm looking towards Jones and up as far as potential chasers this year. Now, will Austin Cindric hold on to that chase spot? Who's to say, only because of his inconsistencies this year. But he's been kind of quietly taking advantage of other people's misfortunes as of late, which is why that he's been able to build this bit of a point gap. But by no means is 38 points safe with 4 races remaining. Heck, even SVG, who's currently sitting 15th right now, 57 above Ryan Preece. Anything can happen in 4 weeks. I mean, we saw stretches from Shane Van Gisbergen this year where it seemed like he couldn't finish an oval race because all he was doing was getting caught up in other people's messes. But Van Gisbergen has been solid and finishing in most cases higher than where he's qualified, whether it's been by the metric system or by outright speed. So I think Van Gisbergen has a decent chance of staying alive. But if anybody was going to fall out of this top 16, I would be having to look at Austin Cindric just because of the inconsistencies. And not to mention Eric Jones, aside from Indianapolis and North Wilkesboro, he's been putting on a pretty decent summer. Like, he had a 2nd place at Michigan, had a top 10, ran top 5 most of the race at Pocono before settling for a 6th place finish. So that Legacy Motor Club team over there in the 43 camp has really put together some solid races as of late. Just the last couple weeks, the finishes haven't shown for it. So other than that, I think what we see from this current top 16 is what we're going to have when it comes time for Darlington. But if anybody was going to shake something up, I think Eric Jones would replace Austin Cindric in that top 16. So I'm going to clock that. Other than that, everything should be the same. Now let's look at the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series standings. As we can see here, we have a 7-point difference between teammates over at Joe Gibbs Racing. Taylor Gray currently holds that last spot over William Sawalich. Roger Carruth is only 13 points back of Sawalich, 20 points back of the cut. But Brent Cruz ain't very safe either. You got a 13-point gap over that cut line for the young 18-year-old rookie. And keep in mind, Cruz missed a handful of races this year due to being underage. And they have that rule. Road courses and short tracks, anybody under 18 can run, but anything intermediate and up cannot. So the fact that Cruz has gotten himself into this position to possibly make the chase this year in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series just goes to show how good this kid's running. But with that being said, how will this shake out? Got just a couple races left until their chase begins. And I'd be looking here. Roger Carruth will be in the 88 for the rest of the season. No more Cup drivers to have to share with. So I think Carruth may have somewhat of a chance, but I don't know if his pathway is going to be very good. And I only say that because William Sawalich, much like Austin Cindric in the Cup Series, has seen a lot of inconsistencies this year. But when he catches a good finish, he tends to put a few of them in a row together. Now, we haven't seen that very much out of him as of late. But with some of these tracks coming up, you never know with this 18 car. They've either been kind of slow middle of the pack, or they've been up near the front competing for solid finishes or even the win. Got his first career win at Rockingham earlier this year, so you never know with this 18 car. Taylor Gray, kind of in the same boat. Once he gets stuck in traffic, it's kind of hard for him to make his way back forward, so execution in that 54 team has been kind of off. Then you look at Brent Cruz. They've hit inconsistencies as of late as well, but needless to say, the speed is there in that 19 car. So if any of these Gibbs cars can figure out the execution issue, unfortunately right now the way things run, there's not enough room for all three of them. So with that being said, I don't see any changes in this top 12 right here when it comes chase time. I think Parker Retzlaff, who's doing an amazing job right now over at Viking Motorsport, Retzlaff's going to hang on to a chase spot. He's going to hold on to that near 60-point margin he's got over 13th place. Brandon Jones and Austin Hill, along with the rest of the top 5 in the standings, already have chase spots locked up. So anyone from Sammy Smith on down, it's still a fair game. But with the way the top 12 looks right now, I don't see anything changing. Just because of the whole inconsistency factor with the 3 Joe Gibbs Racing cars I just mentioned. But we'll see how it goes. Now, let's go to the Truck Series. Top 10. We have Stuart Friesen holding down the last spot by 8 points over Tyler Ankrum. Jake Garcia is a rather distant 32 points back of Friesen over there at Thor Motorsport. Daniel Hemrick is slipping a little bit. He's now only 14 above the cut line. While Grant Enfinger, who recently got a win at Lime Rock Park, is sitting 26 above the cut line. I would say 8th through 10th is going to be quite a dogfight to hang on, because Tyler Ankrum has been kind of quietly making his way back up the points a little bit. Yeah, he had his issues over at Naval Base Coronado, but even with those issues, you got Friesen, who's been pretty all over the place this year. Hasn't really been much of a factor most of the season, but he's been just quietly good enough to stay in this top 10. And Daniel Hemrick, we know over there at McAnally Sports, he's been doing a whale of a job since taking over that 19 truck last year. But they've kind of hit a bit of a roadblock as of late as well. So if they don't start figuring it out, Ankrum could possibly take advantage. And when I look at these standings, I just had that feeling that Ankrum might possibly sneak his way in. There's just a couple races left to go before that chase begins. And I think Ankrum might potentially leapfrog Stuart Friesen. I'm not going to lie. But we'll have to see how that goes. But with all that being said, who do you guys think is going to make the chase this year in any of the series? Let me know in the comments below. While you're at it, leave a like, share this video, subscribe for more content. Totally free. Greatly appreciate it. Totally helps me out. Don't forget that little bell that notifies you when I upload. Then stay tuned for Time Trial Tuesday as we get ready to return to action in NASCAR at Iowa Speedway. I'm going to give you a little preview of that, and then give you another preview coming up on Friday next week. And until then, see you on the road. And stay tuned on Whatnot Monday.